Good morning. Happy Labor Day weekend. Happy. I'm going to move those plants in a second. A little baby mushroom. Make sure. All right. Good morning. I bought in some of my summer plants in over the winter. I brought in my begonia last night too. I'm just hoping. Well, this is a begonia too. This one. They're also. I love it. The flowers again. But this is my one that I bought when it was really tiny, and it turned into a monster. Got red flowers on this side, and I think pink on this side, peachy pink, orangish pink. And it was my yellow that turned into like monstrous tubers. So this is the one where I'm like, okay, we can do this, Court. we can get this to live through the winter. So, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But that tuber is huge. So I'm like, oh my Lord, I'm so in love. Find you finally. You make me want to say, oh. Come on. Just keep saturating this. So I didn't bring in my succulents yet because there was a mosquito outside and I didn't want to put on bug spray. And someone just died a few days ago in regards to the EEE, and I don't want to, definitely am not paranoid, but I definitely don't want to hang out with them either. So technically, with this particular begonia, which is one of my favorites, this is also in the begonia family too. I've just been pulled to like the begonia family a lot lately. And I've had them for years between the cowcoe succulents, any type of like cowcoe, and then the begonias. But the leaves, everything's just like a little strange. And this, like I said, my mother's is huge, and it will have like right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. That will get, it's in the middle, right there. And it will sprout a flower, and these lily pad looking things, and it does have bumps all over it, like spikes. Will get huge at the size of lily pads, and then they have beautiful flowers. But anything in the begonia family, like the Hoya family, I just love, So, what I did read is that this, typically when it comes in the house, within the first week or so, it might die, all the flowers will fall off, but then within 2 weeks, they'll grow back. And then they get even bigger and bigger each year. So I know a lot of people will like pot them, and they do tend to come back if you don't dig up the tube. But I was just like, this fucker's coming inside. I watched this shit grow for the last 4 months into a beautiful plant. I just like the way begonias turn out. Like sometimes you don't know what you're in for, and they're just gorgeous. Feathers, huh? I have a desert rose over here that has never flowered for me, but it always brings me leaves every year. Everyone thinks it's like the strangest plant. It's my favorite. So yeah. My succulents, the particular ones that I have out there this summer, not all of them thrive like that, but these ones just fucking grew and grew like massive. And I gotta bring them in soon, but begonias, if it reaches under 50, under 60, you should really bring them in for the night. Unless like you're in a warmer area and it might reach like 50s, but there's certain ones you can do for that. So I don't know, I'm just absolutely loving my begonias this year. More than any other year for some reason. The cacao has always been one of my favorites, but yeah. What I like about the begonias too, guys, is like they snap off like the succulents too, like some of the cacao family, and then they grow back from there. I just got distracted. All right. Ooh, someone making tortellini. I don't know what a Grateful Dead tune looks like. Sounds cool. And begonias can last decades. I know they're gorgeous. You want one? Yeah. Yeah, really, when you find these, you actually find them on Mother's Day. And a lot of people bury them and that's it. They call it a wrap. But I've been watching this one grow like that, and I'm just like, there's no fucking way. I'm just letting that die off and plant the tuba next year. No, it's not a fucking thing. I've admired this fucking plant for the last 5 months, 4 months. You know, I mean, this thing was so tiny when I got it. Let me see if I have the exact name for you. Is it not in my plants? Kobe. I need to shut it off, but it's begonia. So just those tiny little ones. Says I'm thirsty. Outdoor sunlight is where they thrive. Growing season, July, August, early September. But when I got it, it had no flowers, and these are just pictures of people's when I got it, the leaves were a little smaller than this. But that's not. Let's just see how big a Kobe begonia gets. How big can a Kobe begonia get? Tuberous. It's not they can get very large if it's in the big series. I don't know if it's in the, some say Whopper size. I guess it just depends on, oh, well, the one I have can apparently get between 8 inches and 2 feet long. Holy shit. All right, well, that's my beauty. That's my baby of the year. You know, people all like pumpkins. Well, that's my beauty. Sorry, fruit fly. All right. Glad I got it. Yeah, it's my beauty. So I don't know if it will lose all flowers like it says. Because it has to acclimate. But we'll find out. All right, Labor Day weekend. Happy Labor Day weekend. Everyone be safe. I had to bail out of my trip. My body is just like banged up. So thank you for all the laborers. trying to think. I think I want to lay cards and then clarify. And again, like Memorial Day weekend marks the start of summer. Labor Day kind of marks the start of fall in a way. We're kind of just more or less wrapping up summer, you know. Bittersweet. One more sip of coffee. And I want to say this little plant on mine, I actually want to say this, it was my mother. She's got a couple, and this thing has gotten enormous too. I want to say it might even be in the begonia family. Yeah, it is a polka dotted begonia. Which just is fucking enormous. Grows so damn fast. But it's gorgeous. Big old leaves. But it was the way it was growing right there. But it's got huge leaves that just drape. Those ones right there. It's got like new shoots coming. But just, it's massive. It gets so big. It's not as delicate. The leaves are delicate, but it's not as delicate as this one. And my mom always had a hard time like growing certain begonias, but this one just grows and grows and grows. I guess it just depends on what type of begonia. Like, not all my succulents thrive outside in the summer. Only a couple of them. So, and those ones are just massive. But the Cocoa family is still one of my favorites, I'm not going to lie. It's like a tie between begonias and Cocoas. But they're also, no, I think my Cocoa takes the cake. They're just bigger plants in the succulent family. And those things get massive too. I need a succulent box. Actually, it'd be too heavy. Because now that I know they thrive like those three particular thrive in the summer. Heat, no heat, doesn't matter. They'd be going back outside. So I don't know. I mean, I was about to do that, and then somebody brought up the begonias again, and then I turned around and I was like, yeah, I think that's a begonia. So let's got my mindset on you. And it could be plants, and it's gonna take money and a whole lot of precious money or time. But I will tell you, me and Mia went to the store, and I did pick up 2 more plants. And one of them is a monstera. And those things get huge. I don't know what I was thinking. I really have no idea what I was thinking. But it's here. And the week before, I bought a money plant. Losing my mind, guys. You know. But monstera was just a baby. And it's still massive, but it was looking. I've never come across one that was so healthy that I was like, all right, I gotta get it. But I mean, look it's thriving. There's so many there's just so many babies underneath everywhere. You can't really see. But I'm talking like it really is just thriving. So I grabbed it. I told you I have a plant obsession, guys. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll kick somebody out before I kick out my plants. Fucking tell you that one. And then I knew I had this one. And Mia's like, but it's so pretty. And I'm like, I know, but I know I have it. And I do. It's over in the window. So I'm like, motherfucker. So I might attempt to plant them together. And I usually don't do like that well with tropical plants, but lately, last few years, I have been. So anywho, we need to stop talking about these beautiful babies. You know? Something show and tell. Isn't that Charlie Puth and Meghan Trainor? Don't they have lyrics something about like show and tell? Have we stopped wiggling? Have we stopped wiggling? Oh my god, Clark, you just made that worse. Bought my aloe in Philly. Okay, so I don't know. Are people considering bringing in flowers this weekend? Gardening? Maybe you're just kind of laying around the house picking up. It's a great weekend to bring your tubes in. If you have like any dahlias. My mom's got two gorgeous dahlias in the front yard. We gotta dig up the bulbs, bring them in. So I got pots of corn. Maybe you're harvesting some crops. I feel like there's still a few more weeks available for that though. Which one did you buy this summer? I'm getting all distracted, Amy. Which one did you buy? The polka dotted begonia? Because those things get fucking huge. And the beauty of those, like the beauty of it all, you can literally pick a flower and root it in water, like, and just the flower, the stem. It doesn't even have to be like the part the begonia goes off. Oh, yeah, the monstera plant. Well, mine's a monstera. I don't know if that's like... okay. Are they the same thing, just named... Like, is that the name? Because mine doesn't say that above the monstera. I don't even know if I added that plant yet. Delilah, my lunar, my silver spoons I just had to bring in. Oh, what do you know? It's not in my plant. No. Oh, I got silver spoons twice. Good morning, Bubba. The Da Vinci Hoya is still one of my favorites. All right. So it's this one. haven't split because it's just a baby. This one is Stella Monsteria. Oh, we spelled it. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I was like, what does she got? Maybe I want one of those. I'm telling you. So I even tell the kids, like, when I move, she's like, all your plants just going to have their own room? And I'm like, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Because I do want to grow indoor herbs and other stuff year round. So, yeah, good possibility that might be a thing. You know? But then, like, I just want a house with so much light. Like, my mom upstairs, just like, oh my gosh. She can have plants galore. Like, it's just, we have so much light in this house upstairs. It's the beauty of it all. That song came through yesterday on Members. Disturbia. That came through yesterday too when I got off of Members. So yeah. But I was even saying Members too, like if I stay here, I don't know if I have like enough land. It's a beautiful backyard, but my butter, I'm pecking at my plants. Yeah. I only started taking mine in, guys, because it was reaching 50s, like low 50s. And I know a lot of people say to first frost, but for instance, this particular begonia, anything under 60 degrees, you really, unless it's an outdoor and it's warm year round, like you're shocking the plant. So you might as well just bring it in to let it acclimate. You know, I let the succulents out a little longer. They do well in cooler weather too, as long as the sun is on them. But there's not too many plants that can handle the direct sunlight like these fucking succulents, let me tell you that. And these are the ones I've had for years. I've shown you. Wait until they come inside. You're going to be like, wow. Which makes me want to have a succulent box, but not until I have my own place and I can put the box somewhere where I know it gets that light. Because eventually they get too big and heavy to move, you know? So, and I do want one of the big outdoor greenhouses too. I came across a couple on Amazon, I think, or Wayfair, or I mean, some really good ones. I put them in my box. I obviously won't get them until I move. Figure out that first, but I thought this was cool for 130. Like if you were to put like a little section of like all your berries, your blueberries, your blackberries, your red berries. It's got height, you know. But the other one, I think it was like at least 500. Oh, this one's only 400, but it's only 10 by 10. But it is all glass, which I thought was great. Isn't that a good one? That one's $399, but it's only a 10 by 10. I need more room than that. But I thought that was great for like, and the roofs go up, you know, like as little vents, and it's off the ground. They do have larger ones, but see, I want to wait until like I move somewhere. It's the only one I put in there, but I don't think there's a bigger option there. I just kept it in there for the idea. So apparently this is how I'm spending the rest of my life, you know, working on plants and, you know, that type of stuff. I'm totally okay with that this came in later in life for me. I mean, plants just make me happy. So I can't help but to just look at a plant and smile when I'm working on it. Can't be angry when you're working on plants, you know? I mean, you probably be a little frustrated with certain stuff, but I mean, I talk to my plants too, you know? I'll have a conversation with them as if I'm talking to a friend. So, I know I always had like the green thumb and, you know, the garden's just thriving this year too. Like, out of all the years my mom's been here, like, she's never had her peppers get that big, tomatoes grow like that. So I definitely have a little green thumb for it, but I enjoy that too. So who would have thought that this would end up being my hobby as I got older? I mean, I can't complain. It's not a bad hobby. I can grow some gorgeous ass freaking exotic flowers in a greenhouse every year and nurture them. You know what I mean? Like, it's right up my alley. I'm definitely getting one of those things that play music. I was waiting for it to upgrade before I got it. But it hasn't upgraded. It did like a little upgrade, but it's still attached to the same thing. You just have to download it. But yeah, I absolutely hands down want one. I can play that music in the background. It's brilliant. I can't believe it took this many years for somebody to make that plant machine. Fucking brilliant, if you ask me. How healing is that? And then you can hear how they talk and how they respond to each other. Like, they have full-blown conversations. It's so cool. I think it might be Plant Wave. Those probably have, some people probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's the device where you can hear plants sing and talk. Yep, Plant Wave. So it's been out for about a year, and you can stick it on any plant. You can stick it on any plant. I think it's around 400. And you hear the plant. You can listen, you put it in the background. Mushrooms make noise. This flower, greenhouse music. This one's from Colombia. I mean, I absolutely love it. Mushrooms. We already did that one. So yeah. If I do buy now, oh, $2.99. Thought it was more like $3.99, so it's $2.99. Plant wave. I have that plant. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. And then I have an app on my phone that can tell you like the amp, the wattage, the hertz. You know, it'd be nice to find a plant that resonates around that 400 peak that I'm looking for. Again, I came across something the other day. It was like Sleep With Me, or I don't know if it was 417 or 526, but like when you're sleeping, like you're like in an 8 frequency. So you shouldn't really be falling asleep to anything higher. But you really don't want to fall asleep to that 8 either, because it can be bothersome to people, especially if you train your brain to listen to stuff at 400, you know? So it's, anywho, yep. I almost got that last year for Christmas. And then I was like, no, I want to wait a year just to see if there was like new developments or whatnot. Just like a phone upgrading, you know? So I absolutely love it. I literally have 53 plants around me right now. Scattered. There's a lot of different noises. And I want to say, like, when it first came out, you weren't able to record your own plants. Now you can. So they're upgrading the same advice by like certain downloads, but it's only going to hold so much sound too, and you know, so that's, I was just kind of hoping for like a bigger capacity of noises and, you know, memory. So, but yeah, it's the plant wave. It's pretty cool. And we're not used to listening to those. We're not used to hearing that. So I think that's great too for people to get into that, because that's you hands down turning into nature through its frequency without somebody creating it through music. You know? But we always heard plants, you know, talk, communicate. Trees, same thing. If we didn't have trees, we wouldn't be breathing. Trees move. We all seen videos. And I was staring at the trees yesterday, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Because they did so much work to bloom. And now they just like whittle down, you know? And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. You did such a good job this year, you know? So, I mean, for almost 40 minutes, guys, 38, we've been talking about plants, trees. So people just do not appreciate nature like they should. They love it. They can sense that it changes a vibe, but like that's what all that what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a religion from the beginning of time. I literally have it labeled on my other channel. Why am I fucking spacing it? I'm getting like Bolivia, different countries. I don't know, Bolivia, Begonia. I don't know. Jeez. Anywho, but it's like worshipping like the gods, the sun, the earth. Not necessarily the gods, like the sun, the moon, the planets, earth. mean, out of all the technology that we've had for so fucking long, and I know it's come a long way, but guys, like, funny we're talking about it on Labor Day, but it's almost like it was kept from us. Hi, Bubba. We always knew plants communicated with each other and talked, and they moved towards each other. It's like trees. Some trees have the abilities to move. Like, we always known that. So it just kind of blows my mind that you're telling me we had to wait until 2024, 23 for somebody to make a tiny little earphone to stick to a plant so we could hear it. Absolutely not. So there might be something behind that I was not aware of. Because I was just looking at, oh my God, like, so cool. But in all reality, I feel like the technology been around for a long fucking time, guys. As soon as we started making freaking iPods, we had that ability. 20 years ago? And this is even more simpler technology than an iPod. So we've had this technology even longer. And it's just coming out now. So there's something with that. So maybe because it's Labor Day, and it's not taken away from the laborers at all. Like, but like some are sworn to secrecy and have to sign certain things before starting in a company, or, you know what I mean? Like, you're not getting through the door until you sign an NDA, or, shit like that. But I'm not saying it's their fault by any means, but I am questioning it, not them, but it's ironic that we're talking about it right now on Labor Day without even. So I don't know. I just feel like it was another one of those things that was kind of being robbed of, which, I mean, makes sense the way the government's pushing, but they always say if you sit there, listen, like, you're in that state of calm, like trees, mountains, like, you can hear things, not to that extent, but you feel it, you know it. Gotta love those Buddhists. It takes years to train to get to where they are. Got something shiny here, just twinkle. So I don't know, like a star. I don't know what that's about. Tiny piece of shoes above that tiny piece of string. All right, let's read. I gotta bring Mia to work too. I gotta leave here at 9:45. So there's definitely something going on. Let's get like 2 of each card. Peanut butter, how's my baby? Wanna come and see your mama? Wanna come and see your mama up here? You wanna come and see mama? Wanna ride up? Wanna hitch a ride? Wanna come? No? Okay. All right. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I know it's Saturday. Fertility, I'm hearing Tuesday. It could just be like recouping. This could have something to do with the womb. Rose quartz, fairy stone, calcite. Relaxing. You could have had a baby. If so, congratulations. I can see that for somebody. something about a rocking chair. Didn't that come through in the last week or two? Those gliders are amazing. So fortunate for those. I don't know if like you have a nipple duct that could be closed. I'm almost getting like a kidney stone. I don't know, just if you just had a baby, try massaging something. So I don't know if it's like heat or like stimulation. I don't think this is somebody being like horny. I think there's something with childbirth here. I don't know if somebody's mother passed away in childbirth. I don't know if I'm channeling somebody who's passed over. I feel like it's like somebody that could have passed over and has given some type of advice to somebody. Or it's just spirit's advice. Like if I think about technology, again, Labor Day, teachers, builders, things like that. Appreciation. Where humanity has gotten. There's something happening here. It's like with this stone though. Like I can't. I'm having a hard time connecting with the rose quartz. Shocking, right? No, fertility. There's something wrong with somebody's body here. Again, like you could have gave birth recently and maybe you didn't really know your mother. Maybe she died at childbirth. Or maybe you guys adopted and the mother died in childbirth. I don't know if you were told that. Something, I feel like it doesn't feel like trauma, but it definitely does feel like something generational here. And it could just be the messenger, the visitor. Because somebody here died at childbirth. Maybe you gave a child up for adoption. And this is going on with you. I'm getting like a stolen child. I don't know if you did it for money, like in a legal way, but not like completely illegal. There's something here with the birth of a child. I definitely don't think it was you in the sense of right now having a baby. Well, obviously for some of you, but the ones I'm always yippity-yapping with. Like somebody here has a message. It could be a nipple duct where maybe your breasts are drying. No, I'm seeing like an infant. Your breasts wouldn't be drying out yet. Jade didn't take to the nipple, or was it Alana? It took about a couple weeks for them to dry up. 3 weeks. And that's like one of the most painful experiences I remember feeling. It was just fucking awful. I imagine it's not as intense when you breastfeed. Maybe there's a child not latching on right now. Maybe you're not connecting with your inner child. There's something going on between a mother and child right now. And I feel like they're bonded, but like I feel like there's also some type of separation, and I don't know what that would be. So I don't know if this is like a grandmother, a great-grandmother, somebody in your family, somebody that I would think you would know about, like somebody died at childbirth. Because I don't know if you're being told it can be hereditary, but that part itself is not hereditary. It could be whatever happened to cause the death could be hereditary. So I feel like you're not connecting with something, and I don't want you to sit here and be like, all right, I gotta connect with my inner child. Like, it's not gonna be that easy. This is different. This is a disconnect. I don't know how this is gonna pan out. I don't want to throw the cards on it quite yet because I just want to finish out this story first. Oh, maybe like your mother was just never there for you and it hurt your inner child, but that wouldn't make sense with relaxation. I don't think this is like an abortion. I went from abortion to retaliation. Like, how many abortions can one person have? Like, you could have fucking 10. But I don't think it's like your own satisfaction. You know, like, somebody is here talking to me, and for whoever this is for. Is it possible this is like from your last childbirth? No, I'm not getting anything off of that. So like this already happened, but I see a female holding an infant. So I don't know if it's one of those things like maybe you just had a child and your mother or somebody you were close to just passed away. I don't know if that person is holding your child before you hold your child. Some of you guys could be in fucking labor right now for all I know. There's something happening here. So it could be one of those cases where your mother holds your child before you do, which tells me your mother will be your child's guide, one of your children's guides. Not always, but that's the vibe I'm getting with this one. Harlem? Maybe an H name? Or maybe you lost a child under the age of 10. If you did, my apologies. Awful. But if you're getting like a mother vibe right now, like your mother has the baby, even if 8 years old, 9 years old. This relaxation is what's throwing me off. So it's probably more about just calcite. Would be a good stone for you. Maybe you're thinking, that you want a parent, or like there's just energy coming back around with whatever this is. But there's somebody who's thus crossed over for sure. Could be a child, a mother, a grandmother. Do I have orange calcite? This is more of like a peach calcite, but this is a beautiful healing stone. This looks like a diamond with like a still stuck to, I mean, not a diamond, like a stone still stuck to like a bracelet or something. Images of peach calcite. Orange peach calcite. So I just have a big chunk of it, but I typically like things raw. This peach barely has any peach in it. Needs a good scrubbing, but this is a very healing stone. I've given it to like my mother and my father I like to work with. It's absolutely beautiful. It's one of my faves. It's actually almost pulling me to that bracelet I can't stand over there with the amethyst. But I was like, oh, maybe I can take the amethyst off. It was from the woman who passed away. Remember, I had like a box of her things. And I do love the llama bracelet. But this is what it's pulling me to, is this one. Right? Makes sense the way it's lined up on something like that. It's almost like they clean the stone. It's almost exactly like this. Like they left that piece on and chipped around it. But whoever did this actually left it like that. That's what's getting the best of me. I wouldn't say getting the best of me, but like, I know it's a real amethyst. It's the only reason, and she loved costume jewelry, but it's the only reason why I kept this, because I was thinking maybe I can get the amethyst off, but that's really fucking soldered on. So I have it sitting around a leg of a little table. That's what I'm getting thrown to. So to me, it's the image. I mean, amethyst is a great stone too. I know this read feels like we're not getting anywhere, guys, but what comes through, you know? If you have any rings that are diamond shaped, maybe that's why I said diamond, because it's just the shape. But to me, it's not about the shape. It's just how it was contoured. But that's not the word I'm looking for. Maybe somebody makes jewelry, or maybe there's a jewelry maker. I'm hearing a shoemaker. So I don't know how far down we'll go in which iteration here. I don't know if, remember the duplicated pregnancy I had, but I wasn't pregnant? Like one test said yeah, one said no. It was back and forth. Blood work kept saying no until the doctor I was convinced. It's some type of syndrome that a body goes through. But to me, some doctors are saying menopause, but menopause doesn't feel like that. I think it's called a ghost pregnancy. It doesn't happen to everybody. I don't think it's that common, but it's a thing. And I knew each time I could wake up and be like, I'm pregnant. My boobs would be tender. It was just instant signs. Every time I was pregnant, my belly popped too. It was never like I had to get to a certain stage for my belly to pop. My belly just popped. I mean, one of those situations where, you know, when we're trying to have a kid, you leave it in, and the next day it's like, it worked, I'm pregnant. Like, that's how in tuned my body is. So, and it's not impossible. I mean, a lot of people don't even know. I mean, Marsh didn't know she was pregnant until she was 6 months pregnant. She was still getting like little periods. So it's everybody's different, but there's something I can't tell if this is like you and it's a message for you. I mean, obviously it's a message for you, but like I can't tell if this is an adult message for you. Like, and I wouldn't tell anybody, imagine you're pregnant again, or nothing like that, because that was an awful experience I had. It was mentally, emotionally, and physically draining. It almost put me in depression. And I was talking about it with you guys a few years back. And I've never experienced anything like that. And it's fucking wild. You know, for instance, I had the hysterectomy. I would sit and just rub my belly both ways, like pregnant people do. You know what I mean? Like, but to me, it's healing, it's smoothing. So maybe when you're in bed, rub your belly. I wouldn't try stimulating your nipples because I don't want anybody experiencing that. But this could be a message for you guys to get back in tuned with, you know, your inner child before, you know, schooling and things that really made you question. I remember me as a child. I was just a happy child. I didn't do good in school in the sense of like, I didn't pay attention. It was in one ear out the other. It was just my parents tested me my whole damn life. I don't know if I've ever really lived in the Matrix, to be quite honest with you. Matrix experiences, but so this could be you in the sense of, I'm just seeing a woman like in a glider holding a child. So maybe, you know, if you guys have a rocking chair, or it's almost like nurture yourself as if there was a fetus. And I just heard men too. Maybe you're having fertility issues, or one of your children are having fertility issues. It pulled me to the book for inner child, and I know what the inner child is, so there's got to be something. I opened right up to fertility. Light gray, dark stone. It's related to all the chakras. This stone is found only on the banks of sacred rivers in northern Quebec in Canada. Yeah, I don't have one of those. It's a unique, rare stone. Local Native American people understand the power of its medicine. It connects deeply with your sacred stone. You will receive blessings of good health, prosperity, and fertility. So, and maybe you guys are struggling with fertility. And that came out last week, I think, where, you know, a lot of the days and age, like people can't get pregnant. There's things going on, like, but it's like intentional. Sacred stone of magic and good luck, enhances fertility, assists in healing trauma created by the womb, offers protection, brings good health and prosperity. You have spent time and energy fertilizing the soil. Now it's rich and ripe and can sprout any seed you choose to sow. When this comes out, it talks about embarking on a new direction, relationship, new career. This card is a sign that it's time. and the decision to move forward is a positive one. And I almost said that to you guys, like I don't have that stone in the very beginning. But I'm getting pulled to this inner child. Its nurturing energy allows you to feel safe enough to surrender and be vulnerable with nature. Deeply connect to the essence. It deepens self-love and acceptance, open the hearts, bringing unconditional love, gentleness, nurturing the soul, bringing self-fulfillment, inner peace, supports what's going on, especially if you're going through a divorce or separation. It's a stone that makes you feel safe, him or her. Solve any old wounds connected to that inner child. Nurture, support, and love the child within you. This is the key to healing at this time. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Like, again, I'm getting pulled to that, like men and women. The bottom of the deck, there's a card here, divorce, separation. Maybe you need to reconnect with your mother. I just feel like that would be like a message for like the masculine. But like even rubbing your belly, nurturing yourself. Some people are like, oh, it might be silly. I remember after I had the hysterectomy, the guy I was dating was like, why do you keep rubbing your belly? I'm like, comfort, soothing, healing. I couldn't stop rubbing my belly. It's probably just my way of, healing. I don't know. Like I lost all my keep getting pulled to pelvis, not pelvis, uterus. Kept my ovaries though, because they said it'd be a while before I go into menopause. So I didn't want to add a whole bunch of hormones to my body. I might as well look at relaxation considering it's sitting here. I hardly ever get pulled to this book. Once in a great while. Again, it relates to all the chakras, crystal color all. I don't think I have an orange calcite, to be honest. It's one of the most relaxing stones, amplifies energy, inner peace, deep relaxation. Powerful crystal reminds us to look for the peace in the soul so you can relax when you take this new path. Open and receive the medicine of relaxation. Strengthens the bone skeletal system, brings inner peace, tranquility, calms the mind, balances the heart. We've got the heart right next to it. Facilitates deep relaxation or even meditation. Can help you unwind. You deserve to give back to yourself and be part of the natural cycle of life. Enjoy the next phase as you create time for yourself, rest, recuperate, relax. So really it's about taking care of yourself, but it's focusing on the womb. So any calcite, I have a lot of calcite. I love it. It's just one of those stones that I just love. But I did get pulled to the amethyst. And here's a rose quartz for you. So I just think you really need to nurture yourself. You know, when your body goes through a lot, it's more than just like recouping it. It's just something that might catch up to you. It's very rare to have mono come back. It's in your system for life, but it's kind of rare for it to come back. And yesterday, in the last couple days, it feels like I got mono all over again. So I could obviously, you know, test to see if it's active. I guarantee it probably is. With my immune system just being shot right now, put me on another antibiotic because I stopped the first one because I ended up getting the injection. But it's odd. I had one lymph node swollen behind the ear, and then it moved all the way to my optical lymph nodes. And I've been struggling with my eyes. It does seem to be getting a little better, though. So I don't know if this is just you recognizing that you need a timeout. And like with me gardening, I love gardening, but guys, it's so much work and energy goes into that. So this is kind of like you can get to gardening in a few days. Like this is a weekend where you kind of just need to take care of yourself, nurture yourself, cherish yourself. Positive, I just heard positive affirmations, but I have, you know, different thoughts when it comes to affirmations. So maybe just write an affirmation down and draw like a sigil. Like you can just close your eyes, see where the pencil takes you, and then focus on that shape. And for some of you, it might be a diamond shape that maybe you should be focusing on, because I really got pulled to the shape. So all these cards kind of speak of the same thing. But if you guys don't like rub your belly, you know. And I think that was the first thing that came out, massage something. Oh, like, yeah, a dried duct. Right, so I just got pulled to like even a zit, like a big zit. I was like, what's that mean? It's like I'll be down soon using the BR and brushing my teeth. I think she meant bathroom. Girl abbreviates so much shit. But that's almost like stop abbreviating things, like spell it out. Like there's write it on paper, I don't know. Write down things that do bring you peace, that put a smile on your face, even if it's a person you don't talk to anymore. You know, maybe there is some reminiscing here. And again, it could be a parent as you as a child, inner child. That like it's such a fun age, you know. But when trauma goes down, that people recognize things as a younger child, that's when, you know, the womb area needs to be nurtured. And I keep hearing, even if you're a man, that's what it's in your gut. That's where trauma is stored. Like the only thing, I was talking on YouTube the other day with a therapist, and we've had this conversation where I was like, I'll give it a shot. But the only thing that she said to me that really clicked was we store trauma. And I knew that, but it didn't click for me. You know what I mean? So, because I felt like I was almost educating her with how I was educated. And she was like, holy shit, the woman wrote down like certain stuff, like how you kind of know and listen to your own body. But it's, to me, it's not even listening to my own body. It's my brain. Like I told her, like, if you ask me a question, my first thing my brain's going to do is decipher that and put negativity attached to it, in the sense of like, I know what you're doing. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, I don't need Reiki. I don't want people working on my body. Like, I know, you know, with me, I typically spend a lot of time outdoors as much as I can. I have YouTube as an outlet, which helps to talk about stuff. So I feel like somebody's closed-lipped. And I keep getting pulled to masculine energy here. Feminine energy too, of course. But like, if you are going to a counselor, be careful with the counselors too, you know? And she's like, well, what brought you here? And I was like, well, I got forced by 5 doctors. And she was so bent out of shape. She's like, I hate when that happens. And it happens more often than I'd like. So I just put my hands up and gave up. But I was like, I feel like I must be blocking myself somewhere. And she's like, yeah, there's definitely a block. Like, she was very impressed with the education I had and the types of medicine, and talking about like the beta blockers, and like she was really impressed. Which makes me feel good, you know. But do your best to relax and not overdo it. You know, cookouts, going places. I mean, if you have a chance to relax, then yeah, maybe, but try relaxing like in a different area within your home, or try to get outside. I don't know if it was members or YouTube where I talked about some of you might be really good at delivering messages, or just heard nurse practitioner. I know I broke out my book from a couple years ago, and when I was on members yesterday, everything that was in my book came to fruition, which was kind of cool. But I believe it was YouTube where I was having the conversation, like, stop feeding the birds, which felt cruel. But then within a week, you know, there's so many mosquitoes that are local with the West Nile, and then the Triple E. But this Triple E it's not because it was his system. He was healthy. Like, this particular strand killed him. And when people do survive it, you know, you're left with severe brain damage. But again, like, I feel like maybe it came from like a different country. I don't, again, guys, I don't know if I had this conversation on YouTube or members. So I'm thinking this one was members, but it could be YouTube, but it could be wrong. But I was like, stop feeding the birds. It has to do with like the birds. Max is weird about going outside in the last month or so. I've been keeping peanut butter in. And it felt cruel to tell people to stop feeding the birds, but it makes sense now. Because you don't, it's mosquito time, you know, September, October is the peak. And I felt bad stopping to feed the birds. It really crushed me, and I did it. I stopped. It makes me want to go back to it, but I think I'm going to wait a few more weeks and then throw some soot out there in the way back of the yard, like when the mosquito population starts to die down. But again, like, that's intentional. I was talking like symptoms of like the bird flu. And I said it, probably hundreds of thousands of people are going to die from this. And right now, like, that's not a thing. But I'm just praying that that's not how this goes down. I'm kind of hoping that prediction that came in, it was just kind of like a one-time message. I mean, I can't even imagine all the parents that play sports right now. It's got to be nerve-wracking. I mean, just, you know, do your best, put on the bug spray. You can't stop living life, obviously, you know, but And then it's like 30% chance that you would even get it, that mosquito would have it. But if that batch of mosquito had it, there's hundreds of larvae, thousands sometimes. Like that would be contracted. You know, it'd be like sitting next to somebody who has the flu or COVID. Chances are you're going to get it, right? So that's already telling me that there's thousands and thousands and thousands of mosquitoes that are carrying this. And the West Nile is local again. I mean, it's been around for a while, but it's picking up when they're testing batches, mosquito batches. So, but I'm not saying that to like get freaked out. Like me is a little freaked out about it. My mom's a little freaked out about it. But like, I'm not really freaked out by it. But I'm just, my brain takes me to the message I delivered in regards to, I really hope this isn't what is about to take out thousands of people in the next couple months. Because that's pretty fucking scary. And then I was telling you, it might be one of those things, like maybe stock up on like a little extra water. You know, people who did the whole toilet paper frenzy. You know, you might want to buy a couple bottles of bug spray because the sports is around the corner, and it's it's the D, and it has the lemon and eucalyptus is the only one that really works well. So you guys might want to purchase some bottles of that, because I do feel like there's going to be like a frenzy, and this might actually be it. You know, soccer, football, that type of stuff. The town it happened in was like Hampstead, Kingston. You know, it's a few towns away, but it's here. They're spraying down, like you can't go in the parks right now. They're spraying down all the fields because they don't want to stop the sports. But that'd be the next move they would do. So now it's like where dogs used to be able to walk and play, like it's poisonous. They can't. You know, so I'm praying that that's not what takes out thousands and thousands and thousands of people, guys. But it very well might be, because I didn't see that coming. And then within a week, that message came into fruition. So sometimes like it's an instant manifestation, and other times it takes years. Like going through my book, everything I predicted was around April 2022. And some of it is just coming into fruition. The only thing that hasn't come into play yet was the whole 9/11 thing, and I think it has to do with the black box with Flight 93. Like we have it, they just acting like we don't. So I don't know if that's something that's going to come out in the news. Or something with Flight 93, something with Jersey. So, or it's going to repeat itself the exact same way, just because they know they can. And it's true. Our security, they could actually play that out all over again. I know they could. Because I know that's probably what they're thinking. And they would get away with it. Our security is not what you think it is. It's just not. It's kind of like a big fuck you to our government is what they're doing. Just sucks they're taking out civilization. So focus on your womb. This read's gonna be continued because I gotta leave the house in 6 minutes. Bring Mia somewhere, work. So I'll be back today at some point. I can tell it's like an important read. Like a lot of things are coming together with just 3 cards here. So I want to go above and beyond with bug spray, but it might sell out now in the sense of September and October is the peak of the mosquitoes. You know, I don't think it's going to be one of those things like in the spring, you'll probably be plenty of it. But you might want to buy a couple extra bottles. And it's
You already ate the bag of nerds, Mom?
No, that's my old one.
Oh, my Lord. How is like, I almost
What was
got
I
you
gonna
a
say?
soap and
Something
my
about-
Christmas tree.
What was I gonna say? Oh, the bug spray. And it's, the one with lemon and eucalyptus. DEET. But I was telling people it had something to do with like the water too. But like my mom's like, done, the little bird feeders the little bird watering birds out front gotta go. I'll keep the other one in the backyard clean.
Peanut butter?
Over here.
Oh my God.
But even kids playing in the backyard, like, it sucks because it's taking away from our nature, which I think was intentional. And that's, as parents with young kids too, like, that's a scary thought. Like, all right, you can't stay, gotta come in. Like, I love to fire this time a year, but and they say it keeps mosquitoes away, but I've sat in a fire plenty of times. And the mosquitoes are still kind of like bouncing around, under your chair, that type of stuff.
I still be getting bit.
Huh?
Still be getting bit, even with bug spray on it and that fire. I don't know what
So,
this is.
I'm just under the thing. I'm just praying that I hope he runs into the bathroom so I can grab him and put him in the cage.
Well, if I
Just
chase him from that side, he does.
praying
But I thought you
that doesn't happen, because that's just awful. And again, I do feel like it was intentional. Like they were putting in bird feed, certain stuff. There's no cure for EEE. That's what brought up the conversation with Mia, where I was like, the government's trying to kill us off. She's like, what do you mean?
Well, I know, like,
Well, I know, I just had
making
to...
people think I'm stupid.
No, they don't think you're stupid at all. It's not... You can't take it that way.
That was Loki sleeping last night.
Oh.
When he was locked in my room.
But like younger kids, older, like her at 19, 20, like they don't know kind of like all the stuff. They hear things and they gather their own opinions. But what is EEE? It's the equine. It's the EEE. I pulled up the bakery and the pizza. I love that bakery. It's what killed the guy. It's in New Hampshire, Mass. It's all around right now. It's the EEE, but the name is Eastern Equine Encephalitis, maybe. That's how you say that one, but Eastern Equine Encephalitis. But again, the mosquito, bites the bird, sucks on the bird, and then, they come looking for us. That's how it's transferred through blood. A lot of horses have it, farms, but they can't give it to us. It's got to be through blood.
Well,
So,
even if it gave it to a bird, the birds can't get us. So.
Right, the birds are safe. They carry it. They don't die from it. They're just the carriers. So again, like within a week, that prediction came through. Yeah, I'm just praying it's not what's going to take out thousands of people. So I will be back in a little while. I got to drive Mia to work, and
bye y'all.
We'll finish this feed, okay?
She gotta go.
I love you guys. We'll see you shortly. Bye.